Welcome back. It is 5:13 on this finally Friday morning. Hope you're having a good week so far. We're almost at the weekend, and here's a look at some of the storms that were rolling through yesterday. This was Rock Spring, Georgia. Had a little bit of hail falling, some heavy rain, sun illuminating the dark cloud, and you also had a rainbow. So pretty good shot. Thank you, Tiffany Go, for sending this in. Again, this is from Rock Spring, Georgia. And if you get any photos, always send them in. weather@local3news.com. And here's another shot of that rainbow. This was also Rock Spring, sent in by Brandy Dion. Great shot. You can also see a little lightning bolt there. So it was a very stormy evening across much of southeast Tennessee, especially into northwest Georgia and northeast Alabama. That's where we had a lot of hail reports yesterday. A couple strong cells moving through, and we had some decent updrafts, which allowed that hail to hit the surface. Dalton, all the way through Catoosa, parts of Dade and Walker counties, even Bledsoe, Ray, parts of Meigs and Hamilton County also picking up on a little bit of that hail. Also had some tree damage down into Jackson County. So it was a pretty busy afternoon. Again, some didn't see rain. I know where I live in Red Bank, we had a couple of showers, but no severe weather. So some of you had some hailstorms, and some were relatively quiet yesterday and probably just had the dark clouds off in the distance. But that front now moving to our south and east. We're going to have another area of disturbed weather move in from the north later today. That's going to give us a chance of a few additional showers. Not going to be a big deal, no severe weather, but don't be surprised if you run into some raindrops this afternoon into the early evening. Also for your morning commute, going to be areas of dense fog, especially if you picked up some heavy rain yesterday. Probably going to look out the door and see some of that fog. It's thickest right towards the Ocoee down into parts of North Georgia, including Murray and Fannin, Gilmer County, some of the higher elevations. A little bit of fog here in Chattanooga down into northeast Alabama as well. But overall, things are looking pretty good. Goose Pond, no issues out there. And then looking at your temperatures, a little bit on the cool side. Many of us are waking up to the 40s this morning. 44 in Lafayette, 45 in Dayton, 48 in Athens. Today, we're only going to be in the 60s here in the valley, so unseasonably cool. Usually our average this time of the year closer to 73, 74 degrees, so we're going to be well below that mark. And it's kind of been cool this week, and that's a trend that'll continue for your weekend. But let's track it all out. Again, the rest of your Friday, a little bit of sunshine, more clouds building in after lunchtime. Here comes that next wave of some rainfall. But notice as it moves to the south, it really kind of loses its punch. So yeah, we could have a few rumbles of thunder early on, but it looks like North Georgia, just a couple of showers, and this kind of fades away during the late evening with just a couple of showers lingering into western North Carolina. So it does look like this is going to be a pretty quick mover. Not going to see a lot of rain from this, but there will just be a little bit of showery activity, especially this afternoon. But look at rainfall amounts. I mean, really not going to cause any issues. A couple hundredths of an inch. Some of you probably not even going to see rain today, so only putting it at about a 40% chance. Here's a look at your next 7 days. Cool again tomorrow with highs in the 60s, and each morning this weekend going to be chilly, starting in the 30s, and then we bounce back into the 80s on Monday before another comfortable week ahead. And it looks like the overall trend favoring slightly below normal temperatures through the rest of the middle of April. So that will help to mitigate the severe threat during our peak severe weather season here in April. So this is always a good thing to see, because a lot of times you get above average temperatures, you get a lot of storms rolling through, and that's going to lead to some trouble. But it looks like it's going to be relatively calm severe wise over the next 7 days at least, maybe all the way through next weekend. So of course we'll keep you updated if anything changes, but your next 7 days, especially for your weekend, chilly mornings, comfortable afternoons, great weather for your weekend. Again, it's been pretty active the last several weekends, so it's gonna be nice to get a full weekend of some clear weather and quiet conditions. Monday 82, and then we're rolling all the way into next week with pretty nice weather, really no complaints.
All right, and we'll be heading into Easter, so.
Yeah, so hopefully things remain quiet into Easter. Could have some rain Saturday, but right now Easter Sunday is looking pretty good. But again, that could change.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you, Clay.